Hello, everybody, and welcome, Intercontinental Group of Awesome, as we continue our play of Urban Shadows. Urban Shadows is a guar, gritty, crime-filled underworld game set in the quasi-modern day, inspired by the likes of well, technically the TV show The Wire, but also lots of influences from the White Wolf world of darkness and all of that good stuff. Powered by the Apocalypse, the game is from Magpie Games, and this is our 6th session. But it's been a while since we've played, so there'll probably be a lot of remember wins that happened. So if this is your first time watching us, it's quite all right. This is a great jumping on point because I have just moved states and these guys have been incredibly forgiving for that and the gaps in us being able to get together. But I am set up in my new place and very happy to rejoin the fight, as it were, and have lots of fun with you guys. So I am not running this game. I am not the MC. I'm lucky enough to be a player in this game. And Alex is going to be our fine GM. So, Alex, let me hand it off to you.
Now, I was expecting after last time when we played Project Lycra that you would have cottoned on to what you should do, but I'm going to pass the right back to you.
Okay, I am playing Moonseek. I'm playing Moonseek, who is the playbook from Darker Streets called The Revenant. If you're wondering what The Revenant is, it's James L. Barr's The Crow, as popularized by Brandon Lee, except you don't have to have a crow, and in fact, I don't. So Moonseek was murdered. He's a male Korean of Korean descent. Here in London, and he's a bit of a messenger delivery guy. He got wrapped up in some nasty business that was not his fault and murdered on a mesh network streaming service. And then he came back. And when he came back, he had this dog that followed him around, a very cute dog named Murky, who's wonderful and not a dog at all, and actually kind of a demon. And that is the one who's following him around and reminding him of all of the things he has to do before he expires yet again, the vengeance he has to take to be able to have a quiet rest. That is Moonseek.
Oh, and just a quick recap, how is your list going of vengeance?
List actually went pretty well last session, if I recall. He was able to take out 2 of the 3, but then he turned around and added 1 more, so we're back to 2.
That was you killed the cameraman and the kind of hype man
for
this, but not the one who actually did the deed, and not the one who we learnt was involved in this.
That's
financing
right.
It seems, right. And maybe even doing more than that.
Maybe doing more than that. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. It might conflict with a certain other person's interests.
And that other person, Jen, would you like to tell us about that other person?
Well, that other person would be Raven Locke, my sire, who arranged for things to happen, I guess, so she could also get a meal out of it. By the way, I'm playing Imogen Horniman, the vampire. She is the owner of a nightclub called The Killing Jar. But right now, it seems like she's also the not very proud warden of the meat market down in London below, a problem she will have to solve.
So you're kind of stuck down there.
Yep, I think
magically barred from leaving, but you do have a phone.
Yeah, we ended last session with Imogen bouncing off of some air.
And Jan, I'm sure everything's going well for
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Uh huh. I am playing Shadi Barzani. I am a Londoner, but of Middle Eastern descent, as played by Shored Akhdashlu. I'm sure I'm butchering that name, but um, she is the Scholar playbook, also from the Dark Street playbooks. So a merchant in antiquities and strangeness, magical artifacts. But her greed, I guess, got her sort of stuck in between a war between the Fae and the Immortals. And it seems pretty much both sides know about it. So, not so good, maybe?
Well, I don't think you're on the bad side of the Fae, at least.
Not yet.
Well, I guess it depends on what you do. And apart from being, was there any other problems? I think I vaguely remember your apartment being completely destroyed.
Oh yeah, but the minor details. after the Immortals found out that I had been in contact with the Fae, they the Fae also sort of turned up at my house, and then just they started throwing shit at each other, and I have no place to live. So now I'm sort of also crashing at Imogen's.
Hmm.
Lovely.
Yeah, so I think I would I mean, I believe Moonseek was also heading to Imogen's as well.
Of course, because I'm staying with her.
Yes, and you got a passcode, Shadi.
Yep.
You were you actually know now that she is no longer in London above currently. You talked to her.
Mm-hmm.
I think to go with how shit your night's been, it's probably pouring it down as you arrive at Imogen's place with the code she gave you to the door.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I assume you didn't get an umbrella from your place, just in case.
No, I did not have that luxury. I ran as soon as I could because there was walls being blown up and shit.
Yeah. Moonseek. I mean, are you there already, or do you arrive at some time?
I think maybe I've just arrived just moments earlier. I'm getting some kibble out for Murky, and that's when Shadi arrives.
Dust in her hair and like totally disheveled.
Yeah.
Murky. Trying to keep a good face to it.
Murky just turns from his kibble to stare at you, Shadi.
Are you being chased?
I don't believe so. I think they were too busy killing each
other. Oh, that's good.
No, it's not. They were busy killing each other in my apartment.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
We shouldn't get distracted.
We shouldn't get distracted. We have things to do.
From getting my apartment blown up? I'm sorry, I'm a bit distracted right now.
Where is Imogen?
Not here. And I honestly don't know how to best look. Half of the people blowing up my apartment is probably where they're from, where Imogen is right now. So I don't know, honestly. But Subway, maybe? I don't know. I can do some research, but the problem is I lost my own library.
You never seemed to need a library before.
Oh, honey. The last time I got trapped down below, it was not by my own choice. It was definitely by invitation. They have their own set of rules down there, and honestly, it's not one that's easily to recognize or to follow. But we should definitely try.
Murky looks to you, Moonseek. The Fae are trouble, and not the only ones below London.
Any of your people down there?
There are some.
Can you show us the way?
That is not our mission.
Having this group together gives us more resources, and also a new person added to the list means I will definitely need those resources.
This feels like some sort of
Yes, it does. I think I'm trying to mislead, distract, or trick, perhaps, or persuade. Let's see. Yeah. Hold on, I'm looking at the basic moves.
I mean, if you feel this a truthful,
I'm persuading an NPC.
Yeah. Are there any just because as we say, it's been a while, and we need to keep reminding ourselves of stuff. Does your demon have any specifics to this? We're not adding anyone to your list.
I mean, there's when he stands with me in battle. When I ask him to add someone, I cross out all the names. So I don't.
If you're fulfilling a debt, do you feel you have a debt with? You have -2 to Imogen.
I owe Imogen a bunch. Yeah. Maybe I'm doing that. I'm trying to fulfill a debt.
And good point. If somebody has any start a session moves,
I don't really think now is a particularly relevant time for the vampire's web to trigger.
I don't know. At the start of the session, you choose someone in your web and learn a secret about them. I think you're in a great place to learn secrets, and they're fun. But
am I? People seem to pay each other in farts down here. I don't know.
All right.
Broken bits of bed are perfectly legitimate currency.
I'll roll with heart then if nobody objects.
Yeah.
That's a 5.
Such hardship, having to write down XP again.
Yeah. I can give you the way down, but I will not come with you. I will not cross that border.
Are you all right if I go?
I don't believe you'll come back, but I won't stop you.
I'll miss your company.
You have a moment of eye contact, and then he just goes back to eating the kibble.
I can get us there to help Imogen. Chances are she will have taken over by the time we arrive.
I'm sure, but how? Not how she took over. How? Will you owe them? Because that's generally a bad idea.
Oh,
I'll owe him, which is
the dog.
really bad.
The dog looks up from its kibble to Bowden, just glances at both of you for a moment, and then goes back to the kibble.
He won't be coming with us.
Will you be okay without him?
I think so. I've never been without him for an extended period of time. He doesn't think I'm coming back.
Well, that's reassuring.
He didn't say anything about you. I'm sure you'll be fine.
He stops eating for a second. We'll need to go to the edge of London's territory. We'll need to go low, deep. And a sacrifice must be made.
Oh, you have to make a sacrifice, it looks like, Shadi.
Me?
Well, I don't have anything to sacrifice. I'm living in Imogen's place.
Uh-huh. Well, so, the reason why I came here, again, was because wizards and fae turned my place to rubble.
Okay. What kind of sacrifice, Murky?
The old type.
Blood?
Is the blood spoken out loud, or is that in the
Yeah,
telekinetic?
I'm always talking out loud to this dog.
Okay.
Unless I'm in public or if I stay explicitly otherwise.
Okay.
Moonseek is always talking out loud to his dog.
The dog doesn't move its mouth or anything when it does kind
No.
of has expression but doesn't move it.
Blood I can deal with. Do you have any left, by the way? I'm not sure.
It's not like regular blood.
Very
It's
well.
more like juice to keep my skin from sagging.
Well then. My blood then.
I think this is the time where we cut to the camera zooms down very, very fast. A few glances of the tube and some sewers, and then we are in a marketplace. Have you? There was a. I thought that was lightning. Sorry, there was a noise earlier. I thought it was thunder.
Yeah, it was like Rich moving his chair or something. I was like, oh man, it's perfectly timed. Sounds like thunder. Oh, it was thunder. Okay.
Oh, excellent.
Very cool.
Yeah, I tried not to break and mention it, but it was pretty perfectly timed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was literally part of the scene. There was the rain on the windows really hard hitting, and then 100% thunder.
This is the shit that Alex brings to the table, you guys.
I make it thunder.
Yes.
Your magical diegetic thunder.
Yeah.
There it is. All right, but yes, camera zooms.
Yeah.
Are you?
Do you feel like you're still just wandering this place trying to get a feel for it, or there was like a room that the warden seemed to have, like overlooking the center of the market, that is now that went, it went down, but it also went up to a watch room or something.
Yeah. So
that is now unoccupied.
So yeah, no, as soon as I realize that I can't just walk away from this bullshit, I'm like, and I turn around, like, head forward, but also kind of down, shoulders slack, arms stiff but dangling from each shoulder, just marching myself through the market back to the spire in the center.
You pass the stall that has that seem to be mannequins at first, but seem to be just like frozen in stasis or something, humans. And the little round, stumpy store owner sees you and like grabs an arm. Oi, he's done with you.
Bite his neck.
Back up. You bite his neck. Okay, that seems
I go full angry, hungry vampire on this asshole.
Yeah, I'm sure you must be hungry by now as well. So
I was going to sleep, but now I had to be awake, and sometimes food is a substitute for sleep.
You unleash an attack on someone.
I do.
Roll with blood, unless
Okay.
you have things to roll.
No, I'll roll with blood. That's a 9. It'll do. Let's see.
On 79, choose 1 from below as well.
No, I gotta. That is the wrong game.
So you're unleashing.
Yep.
Basic moves on. It's on a hit you inflict harm as established, and choose 1, inflict terrible harm or take something from them. And on a 79, choose 1 from below as well. They inflict harm on you, or you find yourself in a bad spot.
I'll choose harm both ways.
I think he had you just he's short and you just lift him off his feet. You go for the neck, he said.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he's like with very short arms but surprisingly sharp nails. He's like scratching at you to try and get off, but then this gets more and more limp, and then is just hanging there as you just empty him.
And I have a separate move for that.
Oh.
And I also mark a corruption.
And he just
feeding off somebody unwilling.
He just drops like a beanbag to the ground.
All right, so that's an 8. So I'll heal 1 harm.
It was
my shit
1
out.
harm at most, so it just all the scratches just as the blood fills you
they just seal as soon as it
seal up.
makes them. And I'll take +1 forward.
Just re-energized, you are ready to continue on your way. The people in the market just kind of, you obviously had the attention of everyone around, but no one went to help this guy. Or if you can call him guy.
Yep.
There was no, had a coded as male, but there was no specific thing.
Oh, for sure. And I'll look around, lick my lips, and say, no one touches any of his wares.
Is this people are at first they just seemed cowed by the display of power, but then you notice like them realize something, and then they just kind of like, of course, warden. there's something about you that now reads as you're now in charge.
Well, hopefully there's clean cloth inside. And
I mean, the clothes on the mannequins.
I leave them alone for now. I'm heading straight for underneath that spire.
As you kind of leave, you kind of see movement behind you. No one is going for the mannequins, but the stall and the corpse are being taken apart and dragged away.
Seems fine. Brutal. So yeah, I'll go back into the room with the door with a face on it.
Well, the door with the face, that's like a down a spiral staircase. But if you go up the spiral staircase, you go with like a very squat tower with big windows at the top to look out across the market.
Okay. I will get there. I'm gonna pick up my consolation prize big stick.
Yeah.
In case it's still there.
It is.
All right.
You feel like you're watched when you go to pick it up, but the stone is unmoving. The face doesn't say anything. But at the same time, you do feel it
for now. Sort of narrow my eyes at it as if I were considering unladylike things.
Yeah.
And then I go up and take in the view.
There's in all directions there's just big, some of them, these pillars that are supporting the roof seem to be kind of stonework. Some seem to be actual cave structure.
Mm-hmm.
It's somewhere between some sort of human construction and natural formation. I say human construction. Sentient being have laid brick.
Methods that I know humans to use, but which aren't exclusive to humans.
Yes, exactly. And all the ground is covered with these stalls. Some of them actually are built into multiple floors that kind of go up to the side of the kind of support structures of this cavern. See the fires and such spotted around the place, and bubbling liquids, and with just crowds of people. And all on the edge, you just see it kind of goes off into little dark tunnels that go up and down and leave the market.
Nice. Well, first order of business is to find some kind of clean rag and some water and clean off the remnants of breakfast.
There is, I think the little room, I imagine some sort of lectern with a big book and just full of notes of transgressions and feedings for the market. There is one of those ornate baths with like the golden lion feet for at the bottom, the kind of that would be animated.
Running water?
It has a taps. It's not plugged into anything.
Fuck. I turn them anyway.
Water does come out.
I'll take it. And at first I'm like, I'm just gonna wash my face.
It does
No,
not
I'm going to
burn.
probably pass.
Hmm?
It doesn't burn.
It
Come
does not
on.
burn or anything. There's
No, I
a slight
came.
sulfur
Yeah.
smell to it, but it does not burn.
All right, well, I'm not taking a bath in that shit. Although I was deeply tempted. And then once I'm cleaned up, I will probably start, well, rummaging through the old warden's things, because this is like an estate sale.
Yep.
You know, there was a death. All of their shit is up for grabs. And I will tax my phone battery and probably try to call Shani again.
Okay. I feel like this could be either you could be figuring out the previous warden. I feel like having access to just all his things would be enough to do that, or it could be investigating a place of power.
I feel like investigating a place of power is probably the better move here.
Roll with wild.
All right. All right, so that is a 7. Squeak.
This is not Fey run. This is lower than that. I mean, this is an outpost for. We'll say hell.
Okay. We can just say hell, that's fine.
Yeah, it's. I don't think they would refer to it as that. They don't have the same belief structures as surface dwellers.
Doesn't go both ways. Okay.
Yeah, but that's the nearest analogy, I think. The previous warden was Fey, but he was not also. They do not have black eyes. So he was either corrupted or possessed or
something
else, yeah.
Exciting.
You are not able to ask him about that anymore.
Nope. Darn.
Yeah, and it seems to be a midpoint between the worlds.
Between just London below and hell, or
I think is this place. Above is London, and then the weird stuff at the bottom of London, and then below here we get Fey realms
and then below that hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there seems to be a general unease around here. Like their position in the middle isn't
great.
Isn't great, no.
Yeah. And probably with a little bit of a war on upstairs.
And I think
not good.
And it seems whatever the market is, it's what's keeping. When I say the market, I mean the thing that is beneath this little tower. That is what's keeping this in its place and not letting it, get taken by another side. As long as that gets fed. You said you were going to text or ring?
Yeah, I'm gonna ring Shadi.
Bring.
Yes, hello.
So it seems like I've accidentally murdered myself into an official role.
Oh, that's never smart.
Well, listen, it was murder or get eaten by an artifact, so I killed someone. Boo-hoo.
Like there's a silence on the other end of the line where Shadi is definitely like considering which of those would have been better.
He was a corrupted fae, all right? Who thought I was a human. Precious, not undead blood, anyhow. I'm not in fact.
Okay, but
I'm in this hellish between space, and I'm the warden of the market now, and I can't leave.
no.
Oh, and my apartment needs a new bed. I'm
sorry, dear. I did not get the chance to check your own room.
Well, you don't have to check my room for me to know that my bed's gone. It's down here, torn into little pieces and sold. Oh yes, it was an adventure. Very little Nemo, if I must say. All right.
Yeah, dear, would you mind if I put you on speakerphone?
Go for it.
It's Moonseek, by the way, who's listening in.
Hello.
Hello, Moonseek. All right then. Well, I'm going to be away for an indeterminate period of time, which is very annoying. Underneath my sink, inside of one of the boxes of cleaners, I believe it's the antique scrubbing bubbles one. That is actually a safe. Go ahead and open it. There's cash. Buy a new bed. Throw yourselves a party. I don't give a shit.
Oh, we are coming to retrieve you, I guess.
Yes, and I don't think cash will help much. I'm afraid.
Well, now you know where I hide my rainy day money, so have fun. Goodness, is there anything? You might want to bring the mirror from the club.
The mirror from the?
Oh, you've never been in my VIP room, have you, Shadi?
No, I have not.
All right, well, you're going to have to talk with Jocelyn and Varia, probably. Tell them I said it was very important.
Do you have a secret code word?
Oh, I do, actually. The code word is ether. And hopefully they will let you walk out with it. I don't know what specific use it would have, but it's Mommy's magic item that she doesn't ever really use. So bring it. And yeah, that's all I really have to report. Oh, no, that's not true. I killed a man who had at least, how many people would you say were mannequins, not mannequins?
Let's say 6 or 7.
So about 6 or 7 women frozen in time in some manner who are my property now because I murdered him too. Big pats on the back for me. So just noodle on that because hopefully we can release them back to the general human population. Who knows?
That would be kind.
You know me, I'm all about kindness. Anyhow, I should probably marshal this battery as much as I can. Good luck, God bless, and hopefully I will see you soon.
Yes.
And thank you so much, by the way, for coming. I need it badly.
Well,
I don't want to live in the smelly dirt place for the rest of my existence.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay. All right, Ta.
Yeah, the phone goes off, and the two of you are in Imogen's apartment with two tasks.
Yeah, I'm going to the safe.
Mm-hmm.
Never know when money might help.
You push things out of the way, and you find them.
And there it is, and it looks so much like a canister of like powdered bleach. There's even some like scrubbled on the top, and then you're like, and the bottom unscrews out, and it's just two rolls of bills.
Oh, yeah.
It is literal fucking cash.
Laundered money.
Bleach money.
Murky looks at Shardy disapprovingly. And if he could look,
I mean, the entire world just, I feel all the eyes.
Existence frowns at you.
I told him to take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Murky's like, almost black, but he has these like kind of lighter grey bits in his brow, so he can really express disapproval.
On to the club. Shall we go to the killing jar and retrieve her mommy's magic device?
Do you go straight away?
I have nothing else pressing.
By the way, Shardy, you can get, there's a slight smell of smoke from Moonseek.
I mean, I'm definitely just going following my nose, but
not mentioning it. Murky finishes his kibble and stands up and then walks to the door. I will stay with you until you go below.
Thank you. Well, it looks like we can afford a cab. No tube for me.
You have spending money.
I do.
I'm not sure if that's a step up, my dear.
We cut to a taxi pulling up outside the killing jar.
Yes.
And then I think the bouncer waving you through. He knows you. He's seen you here before. Knows you do business. So you just what would be happening? What event?
What day is it?
I think we're still midweek.
Okay.
I mean, it's London, so that's...
So, it's Thursday.
It's late at night, I think, unless you've
given
yourself some time.
Trying to think of an on-theme sort of event, Wednesday, Thursday night.
I mean, could this be private functions? Is this because you have lots of dealings and stuff? Does not have to be a, public event. This could be your other businesses.
So I think today downstairs is open for regular business.
Hmm.
Some drinking, some dancing. And upstairs is closed for private parties.
Hmm.
Probably some event where we are doing the bar hosting for something. Maybe somebody's doing business deals. Maybe
could we bring in what was he called?
Oh, that guy. That guy.
That guy.
Who's in my web.
He's in your web, so Gabe Walters.
Yes.
80s rom-com villain.
Yes.
I think he would be, he would see this as a way to get some kooky clients that the kids like. They would like this shit. He isn't, it's not his thing, but if you can get him new clients.
Yep. All right, cool. So he's there whining and dining some people and trying to get them to sign with him. Cool.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on upstairs.
So you're in the kind of the public area. You do catch sight of some of those. How do you refer to your ghouls to other people? I mean, to people who are in the know of. Do you would literally call them that, or would you?
That seems a little bit gauche, don't you think?
You could call them Jocelyn, Jordan, and Varia.
Yeah, I call them by their names if I need to assign them a role. It's either my business associates or my companions.
Jocelyn is like, you catch sight of Jocelyn walking by. She's picking up a few glasses, taking them back behind the bar. You get, she passes through some lighting and you get that kind of momentary, her skin doesn't seem right, but nothing screaming undead. And it's you and Shardy and Moonseek.
Yeah, I think Moonseek kind of fades back. Shardy is the talker. She's the one who just whisper, "Don't forget either." That's the quote-unquote magic word.
Even though Murky was not allowed into the bar, or was not there like when you came in, you can see he's like just in the shadows nearby, kind of just moving between the darkness around people's feet, just never being in the way of anyone.
I first try to have a look around.
Is getting a kind of analyzing for danger type thing, or are you just okay?
Analyzing for danger, analyzing for who I'm dealing with. You tell me which one is more appropriate move-wise.
Okay. Well, I think the nearest, unless you've got a more specific point to your kind of just looking around, this feels like investigating a place of power.
All right.
Which would be night.
All right. Let's see what my night is. -1. Isn't that wonderful? Huh? It's an 8. What's an 8?
An 8, okay. Jocelyn, you can feel there's tension in the air, not amongst the customers, but Jocelyn definitely is glancing around a little bit as if she's worried. There's just there's an edge of danger in the air. She's kind of comes past you to put the go behind the bar and put these dirty glasses away. There's another person behind the bar.
Oh, hello.
Oh, Shadi, is it?
Yes. So kind of you to remember.
I try to remember the important customers. Miss Imogen's not here at the moment.
Oh, well, no, I know. But a little bird told us. And there's like a quick look. A little bird told us that's you would be able to help us find her. I know we know she's not here.
I mean, she comes and goes when she wants. Is there? It's just like she's trying to talk over the sound of music and people. Is there something I can help you with?
Yes. We are looking for Imogen. We know she's not here. But we're hoping that you can help us find her.
She's not in an apartment?
No, dear. Otherwise, I would not be coming. And there's like a eye roll here.
Is Shadi not a fan of this place?
Not particularly.
Yeah, around you there's some very interesting pieces.
Yes. And that's exactly the kind of pieces where I'm like, hey, no. I think it's the squirrels with their ledgers. I don't know. Something puts me off. And I know it's not squirrels, and I know it's not that, but still. The Wolpertinger, I don't know. That one I kind of like.
Look, you're saying she's missing?
I'm saying she's not in her apartment. So I'm saying that a little birdie told us to come here. And I'm saying I'm waiting.
Do you think she'll come here?
Imogen.
She obviously doesn't know about, she doesn't know what's up with the whole Imogen being missing.
You're asking...
or have you actually sent a message, Imogen?
I have almost certainly texted them.
Okay.
But it's largely to the effect of caught up in some bullshit. Watch out for fairies and demons. See you soon-ish.
Look, I don't know what she's got caught up in. I got to keep her place running smoothly, so it's still here when she gets back.
I have no objections to that.
I mean, she waves over. Who does she wave over? Jordan.
Yeah.
He's a slightly bigger, larger man.
Shadi is probably moving over to the big jar with whatever it is inside there. Boom, boom, boom.
Can you not mess with the items?
Very well.
What can I help you with?
Well, we need to find Imogen. She's not here. Know that much. We know that she's down below.
That we didn't know. Just that there was bullshit to be dealt with.
So when your employer is missing, what do you do?
We wait and she comes back.
And you're telling me this would be the first time that she's not coming back?
It's been a day.
And I'm telling you, she's probably not coming back within a day.
Let's go somewhere private.
Yes, please.
Here, leads you and Moonseek, and he does glance down because he notices Murky following, but he doesn't question it. He leads you up the kind of cramped stairways that kind of angular, go up and up and up a couple of levels into the private rooms. You kind of pass through. You come into a room with it looks like maybe a couple of indie bands, punk bands. No one you recognize if you knew punk bands or indie bands, and one guy in a suit who just stands out a lot. And he's whining and dining them. He kind of frowns and starts to kind of looks like he's going to say something, and Jordan just kind of looks at him and just hands up and just no. And you just walk by into one of the private rooms of the VIP area. And then he closes the door behind. What do you need?
I feel... One sec. Have I been repeating myself? I feel like I have.
I really thought they'd be more helpful or give a shit that their boss is in trouble and we're trying to help.
Have you met Imogen?
Yeah.
Yes.
At her place. have.
When, you know, when shit comes for her, she tends to, well, tends to go worse for the people coming for her.
Uh-huh. And again, if she is not here in this place at all, or down below,
And again, I iterate, what can I do?
there's like Shadi is really tapping, like drumming her fingers on the table. Like, find her for us. It would mean so much to us.
Look, I may be a ghoul, but that's about as far as I know of the supernatural.
There's no way that you have to locate her with your link to her.
I mean, I'll get a twitch if she's close to. I mean, death is not the right word, but.
No, she's not close to death. She's not close to here.
Yeah. So that twinge doesn't exactly help you.
She's elsewhere. Down below. On the other end of London.
I think we need to decide if because I think the ghouls, I feel like they are assistants. I mean, maybe they would be able to help. I don't know, but I feel like they would be able to help us at the same level as very a very protective bouncer and bartender would, and not I don't think they're super involved in the world of machinations of the magic. But then maybe they can be convinced to come along. I mean, you do need a sacrifice. Just saying.
Imogen said there would be a package here that we would need to take with us.
What did you want to take?
Particular item. She said you would know where it was kept. We did say ether already. We said ether. Who said ether?
Yes.
Ether. Yes. Ether. Magic item.
And she said particular item.
Yes.
She must mean the mirror.
Got it in one. That's why you're her favorite. We should go.
I know she's not. I'm not the favorite. I think it has to be stashed in the room that Gabe Walters is in currently. How big a mirror is this?
I mean, I haven't established it before, so.
Is this hand mirror thing?
Like a vanity mirror, like a large hand mirror kind of thing.
face-sized for the mirror part and then a handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old does it look?
Pretty old.
Does it have like a specific? Does it feel like it's from a specific era, or is it just kind of hard to define?
I think it's difficult to define its age. But the mirroring is extremely good. Like, you know, a cheap mirror, if you get too close to it, you can sort of see a ghost image between the reflective surface and the glass. This doesn't do that.
It's like perfect reflection.
It's perfect. It's a perfect reflection.
I'm trying to think. You leave the room that you took private, and he's like, 1 second. He just opens one of the rooms, goes in. You hear raised voices of some. Well, first you hear some horrible douchebaggery bragging about having his own boat and talking about like, you know, I mean, my weekend's just freed up, so I mean, and then poof, raise voices for a moment, and then Jordan shoves his way back out. Here you go. And hands it to you, Shadi.
Was that so hard now?
You could have just asked for a mirror.
I figured you were in the know.
My in the know was she's in some shit. She'll be a few days.
Well, we'll try to get her back before then. I take the mirror and start examining it basically right away.
Where you must have moves for this kind of thing.
I mean, I normally do, but I'm not sure. Because I don't have my private collection of ancient tomes anymore.
You do know that she has a library.
I know that she has one, so I'll have to use that instead.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, I really don't think so.
Well,
actually, just for please be dear, and she shakes the bag a bit, opens it up, and she's hoping for a vial, but you never know.
For a vial?
Yeah.
Is this something you would have had in your apartment?
Oh, she definitely has files in her apartment.
Yeah, out of the bag. It's like singed, and there's a splatter of non-red blood across it. But yeah. Yeah, that's in the bag.
If you could be a deer and wash this up and fill it up, that would be lovely.
Not with pee.
Just that. I thought that without saying, okay, yes, of course, not without pee, with your blood, yes, or someone else's, really. But preferably yours. You seem so dedicated.
Some tattooed guy with like his shirt off, kind of very short Mohican thing going, and lots of piercings, just like walks by you, just you guys towards the little private bar, giving you guys a glance. You do you. And heads to pour himself a drink. Cut to, I mean, are you going to avail yourself of the library, or are you heading on to the next step of your...
I'm definitely going to go to the library first to not go in blind. I don't like going in blind with magical shit.
Yeah, then we cut to vial of blood on the table, and you're in her library and looking over books. And then I would like to find out what Imogen is up to.
Well, cleaned up. You have the stick of office. I've spent a little time pawing through the logbook.
It seems like daily something is offered to the door. It doesn't. It's not always a person or a living being. It seems items are offered. Some seem fairly trivial, at least from just the description. You know, a watch, a coin, something. But it's unclear, you know, what the value of these things were beyond a very basic description of what the item was.
Yeah.
Some are names, though.
What sort of thing usually counts as an infraction down here?
I think the book has a list of rules, but you can see they've been crossed out multiple times. New ones have been written. Sometimes the rules have become just exact opposites of what they were, from what you can see beneath the scribblings. It seems it's unclear if that was the previous warden who was writing these, changing them on his whim, or if there is something that is something else.
Well,
but I think you feel the staff. You feel the staff wants to patrol.
Well, I'm about to get its hopes up by going outside.
Do you take it with you?
Yeah. I mean, it seems that I don't need it to get all of these Berks to listen to me, but it is a big stick, and I can't just bite everyone. My teeth might get sore. So I take it outside, but I'm going right over to the ex-stall of the dude that I killed. Is his corpse still there?
Oh no, that's gone. There's just like a smear of residual blood just being of where he was dragged away in a direction, then it kind of fades into the mud.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. And are the not mannequins still here?
I think when you get there, there is one opportunist who is I think he's literally tying one to a cart.
I beat him directly in the head with the stick.
Are you? What are you trying to assert?
Well,
You're just
actually, I'll crack him in the hand first.
Find this key. Then he kind of sees you and
I made it very clear that no one was going to touch any of these. I used simple words of few syllables.
No one told me. They're just lying around.
Then you are free to go. Please remove this object back to where you found it and leave. Hurry.
Okay. He starts unfastening the thing and kind of keeping his eye on you, places them back, roughly where they were. Kind of wobbles for a second, but he steadies it, still looking at you. Brought my car all the way over.
In fact, how many do you think you could load in that car?
Forgot my axe. Half of them.
Intact.
3.
Let's do. You're going to help me.
What are you trading?
Your intact face.
I want that as a persuade. It's like, well, threat.
All right. Just checking to see if I had a playbook move that made that any different. Oh, well. Unnecessary. That is a 10 on the dice.
Where do you want them?
I would like them next to the door to the spire.
Them 3?
Oh, pick any 3. You'll just lighten my load a little bit.
He starts laboriously with a lot of muttering to drag the one that he just unloaded back to the carts and tie it down and go for the next one.
Meanwhile, I hoist one onto my shoulder.
He's like noticeably just dragging them along, and you're just, yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably have one delivered by myself and back before the time he's done with the 3. Take a second.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely like pass him as he's trundling along. It's just a little cart that he stands in front.
Yeah.
And he just drags behind him.
Basically a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was basically empty except for some like hanging nets and detritus, and again, like a lot of the people here, things that you just don't want to look too closely at.
Yep. All right. Well, I cross him once, grab a second, meaning that there's, I think, probably only one mannequin left. Bring her back, deposit her next to the door, and knock imaginary dust off my hands. Go, there you go. Doesn't it feel good to be industrious?
Not particularly.
Good. Leave.
He trundles off back into the chaos of the market. One person gives him a pat on the back, maliciously congratulating him for his work. There's definitely some interested parties just enjoying the show.
And yeah, I'll go and collect the last one. And then survey my work. Because now I have to do it upstairs.
I mean, it's just like a couple of floors up.
Whatever, I'm a vampire. I won't die from it.
So we cut to them all upstairs.
Yep.
Arranged, taking up a fair bit of this space of the room. You'd have to kind of weave and duck under arms to get around the room now.
Yep. Well, there we go. Just like home. Mugging an exasperated face for the camera. All right. Well, what's next, Mastermind? Lean on one of the mannequins. Oh, I don't know, Imogen. Probably something smart. That sounds like such a great idea. Just think of something smart right now. Why don't you go learn more about the culture? All of the culture here seems to be covered in mud. Such as it is, it's your lot right now, isn't it? Maybe your opportunities are there. Well, I suppose.
I think a clump of mud just smacks against. I think you have windows. There is glass. It's kind of there's a ripply, poor quality glass. Sometimes it kind of goes a bit murky.
Sure.
Where the glass hasn't been, made very well.
Yeah. I'll look at the slop of mud on my window and go, oh, look, a call to action.
And you head down, or you look out, and there is as filthy as the rest. Young girl, covered in sores. There's one horn that just comes out the side, kind of twisting.
All right.
And scraggly hair. And she's just gesturing. And you can see there does seem to be some commotion in the distance of the market.
Oh, see her and make a face, let her know that I see her back, and just nod, head down. Wish me luck, girls.
There's a shot of them not reacting.
Good. So I head down, and I think that's a good time for a bio break.
Yes, that is. So we cut to the credits as the little girl runs off into the crowds, after waiting for you to.
Commercial. Cutting to commercial.
Yeah, we cut to commercial. We're not a streaming service.
Yep. All right. Back here in 7, 8.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, 8 minutes.
Okay. Sounds good. Right. See you guys in a bit.
No, Richard?
No.
Well, you are. We have a little scene of the. I would like to see this research that you were planning to do. I mean, just as a quick recap, do we, if we remember, it might have been some time since we were last here, what Imogen's library looks like?
Or
what does it look like now?
It is a very, like, overbuilt, classic Victorian style library. The bookshelves go from the floor to the ceiling. There is a ladder on a rail to help you get to the higher ones. There are some very plush chairs.
Are there any windows?
No windows.
No windows.
And of course, retrofitted electric light and all of that. So the light's good in here for reading. And of course, plenty of display objects. However, this being the library in the VIP areas, they are much more likely to be real and strange instead of fake and strange.
There are not squirrels with ledgers.
Well, maybe one, but yeah, for the most part, it's like there's a Volpertinger in here. A real one, stuffed and mounted. Other supernatural animals or bits of them encased and on display.
So what is the move?
For me?
Yes, you have a move.
I have two options.
Oh.
I mean, one of them is my private collection, but that's maybe not as appropriate because it's not my private collection.
I think we can...
But I also have the move appraisal.
Oh.
When you appraise an arcane object, roll with mind. On a hit, ask the MC questions. On a 10 plus, ask 2. On a 79, ask 1.
I mean, I think since you've got... If you didn't have that other move, I would have allowed when you consult your collection, but I think you've got one, so...
Yep. Okay. Let's give it a roll then.
Yeah.
Plus mind, which is a 2. Boop. That's an 8.
So you get to ask 1.
Yes. I mean, I guess my most important one is what secrets or powers does this object contain?
No, I feel if Imogen wants to step in here, if she has like actual secret knowledge of this, and you can share it. If you don't, I will come up with something.
So I know at the start of the game, one of the things Imogen was trying to do was set up a pipeline through the killing jar for demonic artifacts and giblets and other things to supply the wizard and magician black market. So I think something related to that, but defined by you or Jan would be pretty cool.
So what secrets or powers does this contain?
So like maybe some way for y'all to get to whatever broker from the demonic end is working with me.
I think it's touch it with blood and you can contact Imogen's broker. Yeah, you can have somebody, I mean, yeah, this is you can get in contact with who she gets her giblets from.
Yeah. There's like a contract to discuss a contract with a handful of provisional spaces on it for the blood to be deposited to make contact.
Yeah.
Is it any blood?
You know what? It's not picky.
It is only picky in that it is the blood of a thinking, naming being.
Yes. Oh yeah. No. Something has to. Something sentient needs to.
That's fine. I have some of that in a file now.
Yeah.
Murky looks to you, Moonsea, because Shardy is like looking over this item and the books, and so he knows we're after it now. He'll be running. He'll be making preparations. The hunt will be harder if you come back.
I'm coming back. And what's a little challenge?
Challenge of what?
Murky says that my prey is aware that I'm hunting, which I agree. I'm not subtle.
Well, the choice is yours, dear. But I, for one, am going after my gracious host.
Then I'm coming with you.
Hold on. I suppose I won't need the entirety of this vial, so let's start with just a few drops.
Are you holding the mirror, or are you?
Oh yes, absolutely.
You feel it cool in your hand. Not painfully, but close. And the mirror just darkens until it's black. And then just 2 pricks of light open. And 2 eyes look back at you. No details in the eyes, just the shape.
Hello?
You are not Imogen.
No, but we're friends.
That means nothing to me.
That,
Who are you?
that's no concern to you. We are people looking after her well-being, and she's not here, so...
Again, this means nothing to me. Do you wish to continue the arrangements that she had?
Could you enlighten the arrangement, please?
I supply her with body parts from people who happily donate them. She
Lovely.
sells them on to wizards.
Like
Imogen, what does he actually get in exchange? What is the... Or they? And I've been making everyone male, so I'm going to try to...
Yeah, no, this'll... Let's just...
Yeah. She's female. Female voice now.
Honestly, I feel like it needs to be something ridiculous. Like...
I mean, it could be something that could be weaponized. Not maybe it's completely, yeah, it's just harmless on, like, holy water. Harmless on the surface, could be a very dangerous weapon in demon politics.
Holy water, fresh yew branches, copies of Abba Gold. Iron, yeah. Especially meteoric iron. And unforged iron.
Weapons.
I
want weapons. Holy water. Iron. Such as this.
Of the golds kinds.
Yes.
Are you a wizard?
No.
Then I don't care. Like, just the mention of the word wizards before was like getting to but it's like, oh, you're not a wizard. Then honestly, very well.
I'm so glad that it does not upset you.
Yes, that sounds like a lovely arrangement. I'd love to keep continuing that for in Imogen's stead for now. Now, of course, in return, we're trying to find Imogen.
This seems like a new deal.
See, this is not a new deal so much.
How so?
We're just bringing the old deal back. You need Imogen for the old deal.
Who is with you?
There's like... Shadi just looks over to Moonsik and just goes like, there's like this, she raised her eyebrows with like, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, I was being quiet, but Moonseek, I'm here. I'm also seeking Imogen, my
again,
friend.
I do not care about this.
What do you care about?
Recompense for trades.
No.
What are you?
I'm not entirely sure. It didn't come with a handbook. I'm returned.
3 answers, and I will help you. From him. It's like a tap against, you feel kind of a tap from the other side of the reflection.
And like Shadi is just totally going like, There's only 3 answers you have to give, and then the mirror will help us. There's no problem whatsoever that can befall to you.
Ask your questions.
I don't actually believe that, but
Neither do I.
Shard, are you still holding me?
oh yes. I mean, I'll hold it up to like I'm still holding it, but I'm holding it up towards Moonseek now. Mirror, mirror on the wall.
What came with you back when you returned?
Call it my daemon. I also call it Murky. It appears as a dog, but it is much more.
When did you die?
Give him the date.
Is he afraid? Murky's staying out of the line of sight of the mirror. You can't quite get a read of whatever his emotions is, but he's definitely does not want to be in sight of.
Is Murky afraid?
Yes, you can sense a smirk. Murky. Afraid.
Look over at Murky, even though Murky's out of the reflection's eye. I think so.
Shadi Bazani, what would you like help with? You haven't said your... Even if you said Shadi, you haven't said your full name.
No. I whipped the mirror back. Well, you've had your questions 3. Imogen Horniman.
Yes.
Access to her. She's not here. She's far below.
I can open the way from my side for you. You'll need to open the way from your side.
I'm assuming that for every question that you've asked, we get one in return. So that's very nice of you. What would we need to on that side to return?
Someone on this side's permission.
We can arrange that. Who will try to stop us?
Depends on my mood.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm ready. Are you, Moonseek?
I mean, as fun as this has been, I think perhaps I should go.
I think along the reflection, there's like it kind of ripples and mists, and there's like kind of a flash of multiple imagery. Like some of it's subway maps, some of it's like images from tunnels, but it just gives you a sense of a direction and a location and where to go. And Murky, you just see him nod. He doesn't want to say anything, even the kind of psychic link thing. He's not speaking words, but you just get you get the feel it's like, yeah, that's correct.
All right. Well, we're ready.
Well, it has been a pleasure talking
I
to you.
wish I could say the same.
And the eyes close, and you're looking back at your own face, slightly paler than you would like. And we cut to the market.
So I follow the direction that the one-horned girl pointed me in to the canoe.
She's running ahead, actually kind of making sure you follow. You get to you get to there's like a raised area. It's actually in front of, like, along the outer walls of the cavern. Some of this, it kind of actually separates out from stalls into, I mean, the easiest thing, I would say more like mansions.
Oh, all right.
I mean, that would be probably the closest word. I mean, they're quite compact and they're quite ramshackled, but they are way more ornate and structurally sound.
Yeah.
And imposing than
Certainly
any of the shanties.
The contextual definition here is very mansion-like.
Yeah, it's more, these are places of power, more important individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And outside there are some like slightly cordoned off garden, and in front of that, the gates, there are two hooded figures, and then out front there's quite a crowd of people, and there's some arguing, and there's some sort of wooden structure that's been just hastily set up, and hanging from it is a pale white, pristine looking, as you now know, Fae. Not dead, but restrained and hanging, and there's people poking it, and there does seem to be some argument over what they should be doing with this, and if they should, and consequences. I think the first thing you hear is like, look, I get it, it's a Fae. We've not stabbed anything for weeks. But come on. Even the market's not going to protect from that kind of shit.
And yeah,
And there's a very impressed by this argument, sturdy looking woman with like protruding thorns all on her arms, who's just like sneering at that. Like, what I care about Faye. And don't dare piss off the market. We can do what we want.
When the Fae are on a war footing and they swarm this place, we will be made to care.
Can't. It's Faye.
And that's not an argument. It's 2 words.
It's just a bit of stabbing. We're not even
And?
bloodied it yet.
How sad for you. Why should I care? How did this get here?
I know. Keep getting loads of debris recently. Falls her arm.
I actually didn't
And actually, been getting loads of debris through here recently. And she folds her arms, and you definitely get an implied insult from that. A little bit of quieting from those who heard that. And kind of glancing between you.
Yes, and?
She's about to say something when the one who was like arguing against messing with the Fae kind of stepped in like, look, we just shove it into the tunnels. Let the tunnels deal with it. Not our fault if it, floats away or whatever. But again, like I say, it's not our fault. Just tie it up, dump it in the water. Doesn't happen on our soil, not our fault.
That seems to be an actual mechanism of fault, but we'll circle back to that. And I'll walk up face to face with the restrained Fae. Sort of glance up. Is it gagged or bound in some way where it can't speak?
I think it's balancing on some sort of stool to keep the noose from strangling it. But it is, and gagged. So eyes darting around.
I just hold a hand out and I'm like, knife, please.
You get handed 3 different knives are handed to you. Some already bloodied.
And I'm just no, yes, no. I will be borrowing this knife. Go ahead and take back your other knives. I can't remember who's with which. Work it out amongst yourselves.
There's a argument, but it's off to the side and politely, no one's stabbing anyone yet.
And I will join the Fae very daintily on the stools. Pardon me. On the gag. Hello.
You are undead. Please, just let me return.
Did you fall in as was described?
I was making my way through one of the tunnels and it did not come out where it should come out.
All right. What would you offer us in return for being let free? I have since removed myself from their perch. I got up on the stool to tear the gag off, but
And you step back.
Mm-hmm. I imagine that the Fae is tall and Imogen is not tall.
Yes. Yeah. And it's on a stool, kind of
Yep.
bouncing. It's like looking a promise. Making you a promise.
I like
Unnamed.
Huh?
An unnamed promise. Like it'll promise to do something without it being stated beforehand.
All right. Sorted. Good. I get back on the stool and I cut the noose.
You get a hand on your shoulder as you're going for cutting the noose. Look, I found him. I bound him. I gagged him. I should at least get to stab him. It's the thorn-armed woman.
You are commended for your hard work, ma'am.
I have maggots to feed. That's my meat.
Goodness. No, I don't terribly think that it is. And then I'll stab her with the knife.
Roll with blood.
Okay. It seems like she speaks one language. Okay, that's a 10 total.
Do you take something from them or inflict terrible harm?
Oh, I'll just take something from her.
What does she have on her? I mean, she has her bare arms covered in thorns.
Yeah, I might chop off.
She's got a bag, like a satchel bag, that's quite stuffed with, as she says, maggots that are about so big, with humanish faces on the end.
That's horrible. Yeah. I'm not taking her maggots. She can keep them.
So what do? You saying you're stabbing her?
Yep.
Where? I mean, you got 10, you decide.
I mean, are we both on the scaffold platform?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like slightly raised up so people can see from a distance this hanging that is not to be.
And I imagine she probably went from like having her arms folded to like pointing at me or something.
Yeah, I think grabbing one wrist, not particularly hard. She tends not to need to.
Imogen's a dick. She would nail her like right under the arm. And then scrape down the side of one of the forearms and knock a few thorns off.
Is there something you particularly want from her that you could imagine she might have?
Her dignity.
Her dignity. Oh, yeah. She just. I think it's more the being knocked into the mud by you with just hardly any effort. rather than the actual stabbing into the armpit and the dragging along the arm that gets her. But she splats into the mud. The kind of some of the maggots spilling out of the bag, and she's one arm kind of limp as she's breathing heavily and like pulling the maggots back into her bag. And just, giving you absolute evil eye, but she's not gonna. She doesn't say anything. She's been cowed.
All right. Well, this was certainly diverting, but the show was over.
The girl with the horn is like holding out a hand. Payment.
I give her some of the thorns.
She kind of like draws it across her palm, licks the palm, and then wanders off. Thank you. The face says, do you cut him down from the rope? Yeah.
Yeah.
Slumps to the ground.
Then unbind the arms, whole 9 yards.
You see you can see a twitch of movement from one of the mansions as like some curtains get closed. Somebody was obviously watching the show. Now it's over.
Yep. All right. Well, I don't know my way around here either, so that seems like a fine enough direction. Let's go.
Thank you. He's rubbing his throat. I think he's in almost like silvery silk clothing. There's some blood splatter. Well, yeah, there's some blood splatter and some mud, but it's not, ground in dirt like everyone else. They're still saving of this cost of his clothes if you had access to a washing machine.
So what's your name?
Rose Garden.
Mine's Imogen.
I guess this is the meat market I've heard about.
That is what I've heard as well.
We're so far up.
I suppose that's true, yes. After all, if you want meat, you have to be where the meat is.
How do we leave?
Well, I can't leave because I'm the warden now, and let me tell you, it brings me quite literally no end of joy.
He looks at you blankly, like he doesn't know why this would bring you joy. It doesn't seem like something that would bring you joy.
It's sarcasm. I'm lying. I hate it with all of my heart. And it happened on accident.
Yes. I am not enjoying my day here either.
Well, seems like a day that one does not enjoy anywhere. So I don't really know how to leave, but I'm going to take you to a tunnel without any of your balloons bound and hope you get lucky.
He seems a bit hesitant, like unsure, like he's kind of waiting for his end of the bargain.
Now, you said an unnamed promise, yes?
Yes.
Excellent.
I did.
Friends are capable enough to find their way here without any trouble. can't guarantee that you'll find your way back here as a Fae. Life is long for the both of us. So I will make this very hopeful. In the future, I might be in need of what is your profession? What do you do in order to afford fine silks? And I sort of, run my fingers through their collar.
I weave sunlight for the gardens.
Ooh, that sounds marvelous, but I can't use that personally. Gardens. In the future, at some point, I will ask you either for a sample of your work or a flower from your gardens. And I want it with no questions.
He nods.
All right. Simple enough. Sometimes the best leverage that you can have in a business deal is simple access.
I just weave sunlight.
And yet, you are the only sunlight weaver I have ever met in the entire world.
Where do you get your sunlight from?
Oh, just the sun.
I thought that was a myth.
Nope. The sun is real. And not my friend.
Have you led him to the tunnel? Out?
Yeah. Yeah. It is probably the same one that I bounced off of.
Yeah, you feel that kind of incoming resistance as he just walks through it without hesitation, and like looks back and a sample of my work or a flower from my garden. It will be yours.
All right. Thank you, Rose Garden. Have a safe trip.
And he heads off into the darkness. Should we finish up here?
I think this scene is done, sure.
Yeah. I think it's, we have a little, just roses and thorns. Do we have time? Can we end now? Or...
Sure.
Yeah, sounds good. Should we do the wrap up thing about debts or anything along those lines too?
Yes, let's what is the thing? It's the
I've got it. At the end of every session, if you learned something meaningful about a faction, increase your score in that faction by 1 and decrease your score in a different faction by 1.
Thank you
Tell
for
your MC.
reading.
Yeah, tell your MC how your relationships to those communities have changed.
Also, if someone did you a favor at a cost, or you owe them a debt, I think the demon, whoever it was on the other end of the line, I think you did like for like, or at least seemingly like for like on your deal. I don't think there's a debt there. And I think, I mean, I don't know if you, I think until you have been rescued, I don't think you owe the others. But I think if they do rescue you, you might owe them a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
So does anyone feel like their factions have changed?
I feel like I'm getting to know a little bit more about the Wild faction since we're heading that way.
I mean, you had an encounter with a demon.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I think I'm becoming less and less in touch with humanity this past session, so I'll decrease that.
I was actually going to say I got more knights and less mortality.
Cool.
I don't know. Like the people that we talked to did not feel very mortal. More.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely shift my wild up to 2 and my night down to 0.
Yeah.
There's no vampires down here. I've engaged in my role as the owner of the meat market.
You got a definite feel for the tone of the inhabitants of the market.
Yeah, how things kind of sort of work down here.
Yeah. Cool. I will redo Thorns first. I was definitely having a miscommunication when we were at the Killing Jar, and I kind of struggled to. I kind of stalled that scene a bit. I could have just said, okay, I'm not quite getting what we're going for here, and let us get some progress on that. And I stalled that for a while, so that's definitely my biggest thorn. Any other thorns?
Disappointed we didn't get to meet with Imogen, but I'm glad we had a scene with her, but I'm disappointed that we didn't get to meet up.
Yeah, if we had more time, I definitely would have had the let's get down there scene. But I felt, since we're up to get our ending time,
yeah,
I thought leave that for a starting scene.
I mean, for me, it was the same thorn. The fact that we were sort of trying to get to Imogen, but not quite getting there, and like Imogen getting lots of cool scenes in the below, and we're sort of milling about above, going like, how do we get there? And like,
Yeah, I should have. There was definitely miscommunication. I should have said, Murky knows where to go, and
that's what I initially thought, and then I sort of went like, well, we'll follow Murky, and then
yeah, I mean, I think the miscommunication was like, you'll go and pick up this mirror, and then you'll leave probably and go to where Murky wants. Like, I thought you were just going to ask for the mirror, and then we got miscommunication, and as I say, I stalled the scene. So, my bad on that.
Let's see, trying to think of thorns for otherwise.
The same thorn of plenty of these sessions is there's always a big break between sessions, so it's sometimes there's a little bit of a awkwardness getting back into it each time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not doing the same Imogen voice, which darn, I will.
Well, I'll wait a second because we're not up to roses unless anyone's.
If nobody noticed, then I don't care.
If we're ready to move on to roses, I was really digging Imogen this session. I liked her little comic interludes of talking to talking to mannequins, frozen women.
Yeah.
I liked her adventures in just how she was dealing with the denizens of the markets and just the frustration of it. And also, I really liked the tying in of the mirror back to some, world building right from the start, which I was like, yeah, I remember that. Just about.
about those early sessions.
Yeah. And I thought that little nugget did bring something interesting for Shardy and Moonseek, which shows there was a bit of, because of that stalling was very welcome. At least on my end. Roses?
I'll go after people.
Yep.
Then I'll go before. I'm super happy to be playing again. It took us a little bit to spin up, but we handled that in chat. And I really appreciate that pre-planning, all the notes that you fed me to help me remember all the stuff that had happened the last time we were able to play. That's some next level GMing there, Alex. Like it's very super helpful.
It was me reminding myself as well at the same time.
Well, regardless, it was great for me, and I appreciate that. Let's see, other roses. I still love the voices for Shoddy and for Imogen. The two of you, they're very unique. Like they're not the kind of character. Shoddy is not the kind of character that I have seen Jan play quite a bit.
No,
yeah, it's different. And then Imogen, Jen, you're just so cool, and it's just delightful. You're so mean. It's like, wow, I can't look away.
Sometimes
So
it's fun to be real mean to people.
you're so good at it. I don't ever want to make you mad. So yeah, I'm really glad to be back, and hopefully we can get more on the regular.
I will just echo that. I really enjoyed following along Imogen. and seeing her interact with the weirdness. It was cool.
Yeah. For my part, I loved how persistently weird it is here in the meat market, but like it does feel like things are building on top of each other in a it feels a little bit like the wrong word to say logical.
Yeah.
You know, in a sensible way.
I'm trying not to...
In a form of narrative.
Yeah. I'm basically throwing weird stuff out, but trying not to make it contradict already established weird stuff.
That's
kind of keep a tone.
You're writing the line. It's good. I think that Shoddy was really good this session, just being very exasperated and a little underhanded, which I quite liked. I also liked Moonseek and him having to negotiate with Murky and be like, yeah, I know, I'm on a murder mission.
I'll get to the murders.
Get to the murders. This is going to build up my currency. Somebody who might be able to help me make murders happen. So that was quite good. I kind of liked sending you guys to the killing jar just to kind of just do it, but I am sad that sort of drained some of your steam. But I think that in the end we got an additional interesting NPC out of it. And plus it was kind of cool for me to see how you interact with my stuff when I'm not there.
I will again say I really enjoyed adding in the Giblet trading demon. I thought that brought some interesting stuff. I feel I had a missed opportunity because I had a for a moment at the start of coming into Killing Jar, I was like, could Raven be here? And I feel like that would have definitely ramped up the scene, or at least would have put some interesting conflict. Might have dragged on the scene longer, but probably more interesting at the start. Yeah.
She could certainly be there the next time we get back.
She's definitely not going to disappear from the story.
No.
She's got her place now in the. She's not like the Remingtons, who sadly did not force themselves into the story.
They seem cool, but they're just not involved right now.
Yeah, they're off doing something. Killing a werewolf, probably.
Yeah. So speaking of the general thorn that we all have, when are we going to meet again?
I think next. Oh no. Should we go off air?
Yeah, let's go off
discuss,
here.
yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll be back soon. Just as a heads up for those who may not know, Hangouts on Air is going away as of August 1st, and that's how we have been playing all this time. So the structure may change. We're hopefully going to keep it on the back end. And also, the fact that I'm glowing white will change hopefully by the next time that we play. Thanks everybody for watching.